What's going on, everyone? TJ Fitness Deal News Reviews, and together with me, Aggressive Labz Phase II, the sequel to the now famous Aggressive Labz Leatherfaze. Listen, people, I'm going to take you through the label of this Steam Junkie pre-workout. Then I'm going to share with my personal experience using this one over the last 2 weeks. And then, towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you my final verdict. Should you give a shit? Let's get right into it. Okay, people, so listen, this is, I think, the 4th pre-workout I review by Aggressive Labz. You know, I reviewed Leatherfaze, which I really liked, the green apple flavor. I'm going to link to that review below. DMAA, Steam Junkie pre-workout, that was the original Leatherfaze. Then I reviewed Hellnax, which I really liked, except the flavor that tasted like shit, but it's a really good pre-workout. Cracked, which was an okay pre-workout. Steam Junkie for sure, I mean, it hits you hard, but I wasn't that impressed by the mood elevation part. I'm gonna link to all these reviews below. Then I reviewed also Creed, which I totally didn't like. That was my latest review. I'm gonna link to that review also below. Hey guys, so Aggressive Labz is one of these underground companies, right? I mean, they manufacture these things. Usually it's not GMP facilities, like I can't see like a GMP, which means like that the manufacturing plant goes through rigorous testing and a lot of other stuff. So there's question marks around QA and other things, but generally speaking, when I talk with the people that are in these companies, and I try at least to get a vibe from them that they are professional people. These are serious people. I mean, but that's true for any ingredient, any product, any pre-workout that uses DMAA, DMHA, stuff like that. It's really hard to get GMP approved facilities to manufacture this stuff because they're not FDA approved. Anyway, long story short, people, Aggressive Labz, like I mentioned before, I reviewed Leatherfaze, which I really like. Steam Junkie pre-workout claims to have, I think, 100 milligrams of DMAA, but doesn't matter. Labels are just labels, right? But it really hit you hard, good focus, like just got you in the zone. Not like really a mood elevation thing, but more of a Steam Junkie, laser focused type pre-workout. Anyway, I'm not sure if they're phasing it out, pun intended. Not sure if they're phasing it out because of DMAA that now, you know, high-tech pharma lost another appeal, or they're just replacing it. Is this going to be augmented? I would assume though that it's going to be very hard to find the Leatherfaze, the original one, for a in the future, let's say. But anyway, listen, this new one has 20 servings. One scoop is 16.2. I actually measured it. It's very close. One flat scoop is very close to 16.2. Let's look at what's in it. So there's no DMAA in this one. Just what we said about the biggest difference from Leatherfaze, the original. There's no DMAA in this one. You have L-citrulline at 5 gram, which is the pump. This is literally the pump ingredient together with the 1 gram of agmatine. That's the pump formula. I said it several times on the channel. 6 grams or whatever of L-citrulline or L-citrulline malate plus agmatine is a very good base for a pump formula. So I'm actually okay with it. 5 grams of freaking beta-alanine. 5 grams. So beta-alanine, theoretically lactic acid buffering, so it's going to help you with endurance, but most of us lack beta-alanine because of the tingling effect. You know, it gets you in the zone. 5 grams is a lot of beta-alanine, and I'm going to talk about that. So then you have N-acetyl-tyrosine at 500 milligrams. So that's an okay amount for an N-acetyl-tyrosine. That's a more bioavailable form of L-tyrosine, which is a focus ingredient. 500 milligrams is a good amount. It's not crazy, it's good. 500 milligrams of caffeine and 205, not 200, 205 milligrams of DMHA. So not DMAA, they replaced the DMAA with DMHA. Then you have 200 milligrams of theobromine. That's a lot of theobromine. I actually like theobromine in the combination with the other stuff. It's sort of a relative of caffeine. It's only 10% yield of caffeine, or the equivalent of, so it's not a lot of stims, but it prolongs the effect of caffeine. Then you have choline at 50 milligrams. That is the strangest dose I've ever seen of choline. I just don't know why it's even here. Seriously, like choline usually you see like 1 gram. And then you have yohimbine HCl at 5 milligrams. So this is not alpha-yo, this is yohimbine. It's still gonna get you the stim effect usually, but it's not alpha-yo where you're gonna get a lot of side effects. 5 milligrams of alpha-yo is gonna kill someone. So anyway, on label, as far as the stim package, you get the caffeine, the theobromine, the DMHA. From focus ingredients, you get a bit of N-acetyl-tyrosine, not a bit, N-acetyl-tyrosine, and that's it. So it's not and yohimbine for the extra oomph. Now, so as far as the label itself, this is not a crazy label. Actually, to a large extent, you would argue this is your base Steam Junkie pre-workout. I would say though 200 milligrams or 205 milligrams of DMHA is definitely in the high end, and 500 milligrams is definitely on the high end, right? but it's not, you don't see a lot of stuff here trying to go for focus or other things. Anyway, this is the label here, this is what you get. Listen people, you know what we say here.
Labels are just labels anyway.
Even if this was a crazier label or a less crazy label, labels are just labels. I had pre-workouts that said a bunch of shit, but they were shit, and there were pre-workouts that I had a very short label but were amazing. Anyway, let's talk about the experience. Green apple is the flavor, so I have to say this is an okay flavor. I didn't really feel it's green apple. I really like the original Aggressive Labz Leatherfaze green apple. This was green apple, but it didn't taste like green apple, but it's okay. You know, it's a flavor for a pre-workout. As long as it doesn't suck, we're all fine. This doesn't suck, it's just not a green apple. Who the fuck cares about flavor? Let's move on to the actual experience. So listen, people. So this phase 2 one is a very strange pre-workout, and this is why I'll give you my verdict in a second. So the first 2-3 times that I tried it, I actually really liked it. Definitely didn't hit you really hard. This wasn't a hard hitting pre-workout, even though it has a lot of caffeine and a lot of DMHA. I didn't, and yohimbine HCl, theoretically you're supposed to get like a super strong energy rush. I didn't get a super strong energy rush. I did get a bit of the euphoria that you would expect from DMHA, and I got a good energy and I got good pumps. So that combination in the first 2-3 times that I used it, I was actually surprised. I said, you know what? For a mild Stim Junkie pre-workout, not like a crazy Stim Junkie pre-workout, I would definitely like it. Now, what was consistent on these 2-3 times, and then the other 2-3 times that I used it, which I'll talk about in a second, the beta-alanine tingling is freaking crazy. And I'm talking crazy. You get a lot of tingling. I like tingling. I'm actually okay with the 5 gram shit here. You know, you still feel the tingling after an hour, like crazy and intense tingling. So I actually like it. But as far as the actual experience, so this was very good energy kick for the first 2-3 times. Very good energy kick. Very good, like mood elevation. Not very good, but good mood elevation. Nothing too crazy. But then, strangely enough, after 2-3 times, then I started using it again. I stopped for a day or two, and then I took it a couple of more times. This was a very uneventful pre-workout. Really uneventful. I mean, you feel the beta-alanine tingling. You definitely feel you're on caffeine. But I really missed the focus. I really missed the mood elevation. This wasn't as eventful as my first 2-3 times, even though I did take a stop in between of about 2 days. So I would say at the end of the day, this is, I mean, I don't know where to put it, right? Like I would probably personally wouldn't buy it again because I just think that there's better alternatives. If you're a Stim Junkie and you want laser focus, tunnel vision, intense, get your butt moving type experience that's consistent, I would go for the Aggressive Labz Leatherfaze, the original one. I'm gonna link to that review and the product page on Fitness News below. This is sort of, I mean, there's just better alternatives, honestly. And I did talk with a couple of others. I talked with Eddie from Muscle Players and the Review Bros. They didn't get anything from the first minute. I actually felt okay the first 2-3 times, but then it just went away, which means for me, this is not a consistent performer. There's just better alternatives. You're gonna spend your money. There's better alternatives. Leatherfaze, the original one, if you can still get it, while you can still get it, if you want a real Stim Junkie experience, that's where I would go. This one, like I said, was okay. Definitely tingling. You get a lot of tingling, but it's just not special. And when you buy something like this 20 serve for like whatever, $35 or whatever this costs, you expect something special. There's better alternatives out there. I'm gonna link to the Leatherfaze review below in case you didn't see it, and also to the Leatherfaze product page on Fitness News where we compare prices from all over the web and find coupons and all that stuff so you can save money. Listen, if this video was helpful in your unbiased, unfiltered, unsponsored freaking decision-making process, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more reviews like this, because guys, you know, this is exactly what we do here. No bullshit reviews. And if you want to save money, you know where to go.